welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to do a really quick reading. Actually, first, I'm going to remind you guys that I do have workshops coming up. These workshops are amazing. I teach you how to work your energy, how to step into your power, how to reach, close to your full potential, right? The ways in which you can do that. I also have an event coming, which is the. Hold on. I have to get the link because I don't remember where I put the link. So I have to go to the website. All right. We just got to click that. It's a comfort care meditation. So this is a meditation where I work on your energies, try to get you pain free, at least for a little bit, working on emotional as well as physical pain. If you want to sign up for that, you can go to k33academy.com/store/CCM. That one is a really good one. I know the people who came to that were, Lindsay put it on the screen. The people who came to that were very, very pleased with their experience. So that was a fun one. That was definitely a good experience for me as well. Okay. Trucking right along. I asked what this reading was going to be, and what I heard is everything shifting into your favor. So things are shifting. They're shifting into your favor. I know it seems like there's just a lot of craziness, nonsensical craziness maybe, and you don't know why things are happening the way they are, but just, try your best to flow with the process. Try your best to allow things to be as they are with your full presence, so that whatever this circumstance is trying to gift you with, you can receive the full totality of it. So, final deck. All right. My hair is super crazy today. I've switched my shampoo and conditioner, and my hair has gone back to my corkscrew stuff. But it's crazy because it's only along my hairline. So that's not cute. For me, that's not cute. Maybe if I just tuck it. It's, doing weird stuff today. Okay. Here goes. Let's get started. Okay. So, here. All right. So, someone is now regretting, absolutely regretting having sent you away. Ooh, wait. I think what's happening is you're pulling your power back, and the people who are benefiting from your energy are suddenly not going to benefit from it much longer. And so, I'm sorry. I think a whole bunch of stuff is about to fall. I can hear it shifting. I think it's all going to come toppling down. Okay, if you hear glass shattering, it's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. We just got to continue with this, okay? So someone is now fully, well, maybe not yet. Maybe they're just starting to realize, like, ooh, yikes, I should not have done what I did. I feel like for a lot of empaths, we let people get away with too much. I do. I feel like most empaths will let people get away with so much. And then afterwards, when you've really just had enough and you're like, no, I'm good, for real good, like all the way good off of you. I'm worried. I'm gonna call my husband and I'm gonna ask him to shift that because it's concerning. All of my glass is going to shatter. They're candle holders. Honey, could you please can you please come up and assist me? Please. Yeah, glass is about to shatter all over the floor. Bye. Speak firmly. Okay, anyways, yeah, so I think people have taken advantage like far too much uh of your kindness, your patience. Um and remember, you kind of got to take accountability. That whole lid with all the glass stuff is slowly shifting. Thank you. Um so if you allow yourself Thanks. If you allow yourself to be taken advantage of because like you don't want to say anything, you don't want to let someone know that they're out of line, let someone know that their treatment of you is unacceptable, then you're kind of like partially to blame for your own experience. Okay? You're co-creating that with someone else. And I think what's happening is you're no longer willing to continue that co-creative process that leads to you feeling miserable, you feeling taken advantage of. And so now you're pulling your power back and it's this thing of whoever this is, they possibly sent you away or they possibly let you walk away and now they're like, "Oh no. I think you're really mad at me now." Um I don't know, I kind of feel like you should be. Why shouldn't you be mad at someone who has treated you poorly? You got to allow yourself to feel the things that you feel. And if what you feel is based on the way you were poorly treated, how is that wrong? Now, that's not to say that because you feel angry, you feel upset, that you now have the right or the reason to treat someone poorly in return. No. Um, this is a moment of clarity for you, and as you clarify for yourself what it is you need to do, you begin to make the decisions that are based in what you need versus the decisions you continue to make based on how you think you can please other people, right? So this is about a correction in your life. So whoever this is that now regrets walking away from you, letting you walk away, sending you away, whatever it is, they don't know how to initiate the conversation to fix this. Is this something that can be fixed? For some, yes. Yes, it can. For some, absolutely not. Don't you dare. You're finally getting rid of the toxicity in your life. Don't you dare let that back in. Don't do it. Don't backpedal with that. Um which one are you? I don't know. You're going to have to figure that out. You're going to have to really use some discernment to figure out, is this something where you're using some intellectualized process to push away the very experience you need to have? Or are you intellectualizing something in order to create an excuse to be able to continue to perpetuate, right? However, I see things, sorry. However, I see things, I have a tendency to assume the opposite. And when I assume the opposite, what ends up happening is I'm able to see with much more clarity exactly my reasoning, the why of what I'm doing, right? It's important for you to begin to know the why of what you're doing. And if you don't know the why, you need to start knowing the why. You can't just continue to live your life not knowing why you do what you do. Okay, so this is a perfect opportunity for that. There are things that are going to be cleansed away. Um, you know, When you wash your hands with soap, it dissolves the oils that allow for the dirt, bacteria, and whatnot to remain on your hands. But the thing is, when you dissolve this oil, you still need the mechanical action in the water to wash it away. That mechanical action, that physical rubbing, washing your hands, rubbing together, um, it cannot pick and choose what gets to stay. You know what I mean? Like it will clear everything that's not pulled into your dermis. It's, you're not going to be able to pick and choose which dirt particles stay, right? So this process is about really cleansing all the way through. This is about allowing yourself to feel very fresh and very clean. Um, hmm, this comment. I can be angry only at someone whom I care for. I don't care anymore. What are they doing or saying? They push me away, so there I will stay away. Doesn't sound like you don't care anymore. It sounds like you're hurt. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what and I'm not directly reading for you, little Nemo. Um, what you wrote got my thought processes started, so I'm speaking in general terms. This is the type of thing that I am talking about, where we're trying to convince ourselves that we feel some way, that we are in some space within ourselves, when we really are not. We really are not. You can't continue to tell yourself that you're okay and you're good off something if you're not, right? If you want things to shift in your favor, you cannot stay clamped down into the same space of pain. The pain that you're trying to avoid is the very thing that's teaching you what you need to learn to liberate yourself from that type of circumstance. The pain is an awareness gauge, it's not punishment. The only betrayal I believe in is the betrayal I do to myself. Highly intuitive. I know people's intentions, but I don't always want to believe it. So, who's betraying who? If I'm already being intuitively guided, who is betraying who? I am betraying myself by ignoring my intuitive guidance. When someone is unhealthy for me and they push me away, right? They push me away. That is my life protecting me from their presence. Who is doing the abandoning? Am I abandoning my dignity? Of course, that hurts when someone you have feelings for, whether it's platonic, romantic, it doesn't matter. When someone does not reciprocate what you are feeling, that hurts, obviously. That's the pain that tells you and teaches you. So, am I saying any person is wrong specifically? No. I'm saying it's time to take a really good look at the ways in which um, your reception of your life's guidance, your life circumstance, is the very thing that is perpetuating the pain that you feel. That pain is trying to teach you about your worth, about how to gently hold your dignity. And, you can be angry and still have dignity. You can be honest with yourself about what you really feel. I'm very honest with myself about the way I feel. When I keep someone away, I'm not going to have the logic of I don't care. No, I care. I do. I care. But the moment you show me something that causes me to feel that my heart, my sense of self, and my peace is not safe around you, I have to keep you away. This is for my health, my safety, my peace. Like there was a person recently, it was a developing friendship. And I was telling myself that, the tarot readers, not me channeling some Kylie Jenner. Okay, no, seriously. I had seen a few videos regarding something about planetary alignment, and that this year is the year where Pisceans need to or will have the opportunity to become much more social and make more friends and yada, yada, yada. I have less than a handful of people that I have the label friend on. I'm very selective because if you're a friend, you're basically family to me. So not everyone gets that title. I have a lot of acquaintances. I have a lot of people who I'm aware exists, right? But friend, that's something very special. I don't give everyone that label. And so this was a developing friendship. And, I had questioned why I was having such a hard time allowing myself to even, go to lunch. Like I kept refusing to meet up. I figured I was just antisocial. I can be, but that's a choice. And then things happened recently where it was like, gotcha, you're out. You're not a bad person. Far from bad. You will never have the title of friend. I'm good. You showed me what I needed to see to help me understand my hesitation to hang out. That's just that. And, I can say it matter of fact, but when I made that decision, when it came to that realization, yeah, no, that made me kind of sad. That made me kind of sad because I was already in my mind starting to tentatively plan out this year of, okay, I'm going to start inviting them to go to wherever, and then we'll have lunch and stuff, and like let them get to know me. um and I'm grateful. I'm not upset. I don't see that as a betrayal. I see that as an avoidance of something that could have been much more upsetting had I continued to ignore. My hair is super curly today. What's going on? Instead of continuing to ignore what's being cleansed from my life. And so now I have to just kind of remind myself, it's just a few more weeks and then it's done. It's just a few more weeks and then it's done. Like, I'm good. I'm in a space within my life where I'm clearing a lot of the unnecessary just in the past couple of days. And mind you, not a lot of people have my phone number. I have some relatives who don't have my phone number. But I've gone ahead and I have blocked, I think, like 4 or 5 people off my phone. No, there was no confrontation. There was no ugly stuff. It was just like, why do I keep questioning what your intention is and why you're present right now? I don't know why, but your attempt to interact with me, it feels as though it is a threat to my peace. And I'm not someone who shies away from confrontation, but I don't want that life anymore. So I have to start making decisions to not allow myself to be accessible in that way to an even more elevated degree. That's my life showing me that I'm headed towards a place of peace, and not everyone that I know can join me there. It's important for you to go on that journey where you begin to realize what brings you peace and what takes away from it. Everything is shifting into your favor, but that's not going to matter if you're bogged down with other people's mess, right? I mean, for example, do you have friendships where the only time you talk is when the person wants to trauma dump on you? Is that the only time they call you? But outside of that, I mean, yeah, no, they're never around when you're going through things. Yep, no, no checking on you, no nothing. When you go quiet, not that you should go quiet to test people, but when you go quiet because you're going through things, not even a single text of like, "Hey, you okay? What's up? How's everything?" It has to be mutually beneficial. These connections that you have to be mutually beneficial. And this also goes for people who try and build trauma bonds with you, where they will continue to message you when they know there's trauma because that's their opportunity to really, really trauma bond with you. Like, oh my gosh, yes, I know. That's so horrible. I can't believe they did that. You know what I mean? Like people who thrive off you having trauma and drama because that's their opportunity, that's their moment to shine. Like these are things we have to really allow ourselves to become aware of, because if you don't, then you continue to carry it on your shoulders. Now you're very magical, but if your magic is upside down and it's designed to work right side up, how is it going to be used? That's like trying to pour into a cup that's upside down. I mean, the cup still has the capacity to hold fluid, but if it's upside down, the bottom of the glass is nowhere near capable of holding as much as if it's right side up, the way it's designed, right? So you got to get yourself and the way you see yourself right side up so that you can see things with clarity, so that you can really allow yourself to, I love that confirmation. You can really allow yourself to receive the things that are being brought your way, because there's a lot being brought your way and you're going to begin to see it by summer if you allow yourself to really align in this moment. And I don't know if you guys have been noticing this, but soul continues to give us advance notice so we can prepare mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically. Um, I don't know, all the other ways, you know? Um, ooh, oh, this. Oh, I felt this. Oh, I feel this. I had to separate from a cousin who is an energy vampire. It's been hard because she reaches out, but I know it's for the best for me to keep my distance. It's hard when people don't know. Yeah, I had to do the same thing years ago as well. I completely disappeared from a specific relative. I disappeared from everyone, but this specific relative I was very close to, and they felt very betrayed. But they were being really weird, and it was fixated on me. They were going through something very intense, and the thing that they were going through ended up making them feel some type of way, and then it became directed at me, and I was like, I'm good. I've known you my whole damn life. I'm good. I am so good. No. And then when I finally chose to reconnect a couple years later, it was this thing of we had a conversation and they were like, "You just left me." And I was like, "Cuz you were being effing weird. Are you done being a demon Horita? Like I can't be around that." And they're like, "Well, yeah." It's like, "Good, cuz I love you. That was not easy being away from you, but I'm not going to be around you if you're going to be a demon Horita. Like, that's not okay. Your standards should extend through every aspect of your life, not just people who don't share blood. And it should extend through every aspect of your life. Everyone who knows me personally at this point knows there are certain standards that I will not go below. You know, I'm not bougie or anything like that, but I will not allow you to disregard me and treat me like caca. Mm-mm. That's not that's no, no, nope. And I'm not sorry. Um, I know how much I offer people when I allow them into my life and heart. And it's not that it's held over their head, it's that if I can cherish you in that way, to that degree, I deserve that to be reciprocated. It's not a tit for tat. Like if I buy you a $50 present, you don't need to buy me a $50 present. You don't even have to buy me anything. But I need to feel like I'm also important to you the way you're important to me. And that could be by just like, I don't know, texting me good morning. I'm a really simple person to make happy. My husband will tell you differently though. I must be fed. I should not have to ask to be fed. You should be able to tell by my attitude when it is feeding time. Yeah, no. Anyways, imagination in reverse. You're not imagining the process that you're in. You're really not. You're not imagining this process that you're in. There's a lot of things that are being redirected and cleared out of your life. And if you allow it, I don't know, I think good things might happen for you. I think really good things might happen. Um, there was a situation recently, and it was this thing where I received news that was not desirable, and I could have fought, pled my case, I guess you could say, but my only response was, okay, thanks, it's all good, life is redirecting me, it's all good. And then it was this thing of like, what about all the components that are necessary to make this happen? And all I could tell myself is that if this is where my life is headed, if this is where I'm meant to be, whatever direction my life is pushing me towards, everything will come together in the time that it is necessary to come together. There are no components that will be missing. I will not be made to stress. That is a choice that I make, to stress about things that are already being pushed into my favor. Just because you don't understand doesn't mean things aren't already being initiated on your behalf. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. That's such a powerful place to be, this understanding that even if I don't see it, even if I don't understand, even if I don't have tangible confirmation, I just know that my life is going to provide me everything I need when I need it, and everything's going to be okay. It always is. Literally always is. But you have to get out of your own way. You have to allow yourself to ground. And what I mean by this, what I'm sensing from this card, is not just ground as in allowing yourself to do the spiritual techniques to ground yourself. No, I feel like we have this connection with Gaia, right? Earth. And just like the trees will help to filter the carbon and produce oxygen, it's a very symbiotic type relationship. It's the same with the earth. It has the ability to pull in all of our distorted, negative, non beneficial energies, and then it returns to us cleansed energy. But we've become so separate from the very things that exist to assist us on our process. So, what do we have to do now? We have to stop. We have to allow. We have to receive. I don't know what you need to receive. I don't know what you need to allow, but you need to start, right? It's like the concept of wearing the rubber soled shoes that prevent you from grounding into the earth. There's some type of insulation that you've placed between yourself and the people that could help you. And this insulation is the very thing that's preventing you from receiving the help that you need. I realize that there are people in my life that I have tentatively um, very tentatively over multiple years have been exploring the potentiality of them having the label of friend. And it's like still having that insulation between us to keep that separation, because I don't know yet. It takes me a long time to consider someone a friend, a very long time. And you know I've learned that that's how I reassure myself and really truly build a bond that can last a lifetime, right? People who I connect with rather easily and we're fast friends, that usually crashes and burns as quickly as it arrived. And so I see what life has shown me, that the things that are worth my time, the people who are worth my effort, I will place effort into. I will learn you over the course of many years. I will learn you thoroughly, learn how to support you, how to love you in the way you need without having to ask. And I will also learn your capacity to reciprocate the depth of love I will freely give you. And there's nothing wrong with that process. That is how it should be. That is how it should be. Everything is shifting in your favor when you allow these type of people who are already on the fringes of your life to come a little closer, because they've already proven so much to you, right? Um, they can then begin to serve whatever purpose your souls have agreed upon. I'm not talking about using people. I'm talking about no longer interfering with the purpose people are meant to have in your life. This is another layer of why you connect to some people and why you walk away from others. There's so much more than just a social aspect, than the emotional aspect of friendship, of love. There's so much more to it. So, depending on what your intention is, if you could get it right side up, everything will come to fulfillment. Everything that's being promised, all these amazing things that you're like, is she talking about this one thing that I really, really want? Probably. Probably. That's probably why your soul brought you here, to hear about it and to get the confirmation you're seeking. I don't need to know what it is. You already know what it is. Okay. So this whole journey, this portion of the journey at least, is a paradox, right? It's hard to believe, but it's the truth you've been seeking. It's hard to wrap your mind around, but it's a very thing that you already know. You just don't want to believe it yet, right? You're going to have to go against you're going to have to go against the status quo. You're going to have to. You're going to have to be the outlaw in order to retrieve your personal power. I think what this is saying is that for many of us, for too long, we have played this passive role. For far too long, we've played this passive role, and it's just needing to happen. You're needing to take action at this point. What type of action? It depends. But you're not to just be a passive observer anymore. When it comes to making decisions for yourself, you need to be fully present in that decision making, right? Last week, I made a decision. It was a very large decision. And I can't say that I was fully present in that decision. I just know that I was exhausted. And then within 48 hours, my soul let me know and corrected me. And so now that I'm aware of the trajectory, I need to kick it into high gear and do what needs to be done. And that's just that. I gave myself 24 hours to feel whatever I need to feel, to be upset, to process, and then that's that. That's that. I will have the luxury of continuing the processing at a later date. But I've been able to process enough to be fully functional, fully present, and ready to take action in whatever way that needs to happen. right? Sometimes you'll have the luxury to slowly process thoroughly. Sometimes you'll need to kind of just go through what you go through, feel what you feel, have whatever limited understanding of the circumstance that you have, push forward, get things situated, and then return back to that space when you can, weeks, months, maybe even years later, and begin to process, right? You are weaving your own fate. You are the one weaving it. You're being given the instruments, the equipment, you're being given the supplies. Um, your soul is providing you all of that. And the design you make is completely up to you. It can be something aesthetically pleasing, it can be something where it's strictly functional, it can be something that's a totality where it's aesthetically pleasing as well as functional. There's no limits as to what you can do. Everything is shifting into your favor. That means you're coming to the realization of how much control you have over yourself and your life. Being placed in a position of action does not mean you have to be at war. That's not the green light to go to war with everybody. It's just not. That, unless it's necessary, why fight with others? This is my personal logic. If you don't understand me and you're hell bent on attacking me because you don't understand, because I intimidate you or I represent something you're afraid of, okay, that's your limitation. It was good knowing you. I'm gone. Now, if you don't understand me and your knee jerk reaction is harsh, abrasive, whatever it is, but you show me um, you have a desire to try and understand, okay, that's okay. But that, you know what? I get that reaction often. It's okay. You're not a bad person. But what questions do you want to ask me? Maybe I can give you a better understanding before you decide, right? It doesn't have to be a war. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, not even to myself at this point. I fully believe and embrace the reality that whatever it is I need, nothing more, nothing less, whatever it is I need from the core of my heart, I will be given that. By who? I don't know. I don't know. By life? Maybe life will give me the inspiration to create the types of opportunities that lead to what I want and need, right? I mean, it doesn't always have to be given to me by someone. I can be that someone, right? But if you know that everything is shifting into your favor, you should let that inspire you. You should let that inspire you to take tremendous action that will facilitate the shift into a more peaceful, more satisfying type of existence. Something that hopefully is not completely self serving, right? Like everything that I do must be beneficial for me and for everyone else involved. I never want to just, you know, be able to um, have something that benefits me and it doesn't matter to me if you benefit or not. If we're going to go into an agreement for a project, it's probably going to be a barter. I'm not just going to be like, do you know who I am? I'm Emmy. Who cares, girl? There's millions of Emmys in this world. No, it will be like, do you mind if we barter? Would you like in exchange for what I will be receiving from you, I can offer this, this, and this. Does that sound fair? Right? I'm just all about mutually beneficial connections. Reciprocity is very important to me. Like if I'm disrespectful to you and you choose to match my energy and be disrespectful to me, hey, I started that. Literally, I can take it. I started. That will probably make me feel like, all right, my tone was off, huh? My tone was legit off. I didn't mean to say it like that. Things going through my mind. Didn't mean to take it out on you. You know, there's been times where I have lashed out at a worker. Not a lot of times, but there's been times where I lashed out at a worker because I was so frustrated already. And, you know, as soon as I get that initial frustration off my chest, I'm very quick to be like, you know, I'm very sorry. Like, you did not do anything. I'm just really frustrated at this point, and you happen to be the person who has to deal with me. I'm sorry about that. You know, I hope you understand where my frustration is coming from, and that I appreciate you trying to help me, even though I gave you attitude. Cause y'all, my attitude is a real thing. It just is. I try not to toss it around in real life too much because it's just a thing. The wildling, ooh, in reverse. Sometimes you can be wild. Sometimes you need to tone it down, tame it a little bit because it's for your best interest. Okay. So maybe this is one of those times, right? We had the warrior and the wildling both. They both involve swords. They're both in reverse. So maybe this is an indication that you have been in a state of internal as well as external war for so long. And it's time for that to end, right? It's just time for it to end. Do you feel exhausted all the time? Do you feel like you can't trust anyone in your environment all the time? You always wonder when the next shoe will drop. You have anxiety. Do you have do you suffer from like some type of panic disorder? That type of thing. Those are usually things that are connected to a fear of the future. And if you're consistently at war, yeah, obviously you're going to fear the future, right? You're going to be afraid of what's going to happen. Another way that this can express itself is by needing to be consistently overly prepared for every single potentiality and have contingency plans for contingency plans that are created for contingency plans. Right? So there's a difference between being prepared and being paranoid or preparing out of fear. I realized when I used to live like that, and I lived like that for a long time, I needed to have everything, all the possible supplies and possible scenarios plotted out because I don't know if I can handle whatever's thrown my way. And through all of the work that I've done for myself, within myself, I've come to realize I can leave the house with absolutely nothing and I can handle anything that comes my way. I used to have to pack, like, okay, we're going to drive to the forest today. I'm going to need to pack an emergency survival kit in case there's an avalanche. We're going to need to have long term storage energy bars, multiple hand warmer kits for each person. Each person needs at least 2 beanies in case one gets lost in this. It's just like craziness. And now I'm like, no, dress warm, dress comfortably. Bring what you feel you might want to enjoy on the drive up. I'm fully present. If I need that stuff, I'll end up seeing that stuff on the side of the road in a store on heavy clearance for 50 cents. And then I'll go get it. You know? Yeah, I'm done being afraid. I've handled everything life has sent my way for 44 years. And boy, life has been generous with experiences. Life absolutely has, and everything has been fine. Always. Always. I will no longer disregard my soul's ability to love me in a way that keeps me safe. Always. Always. Even when I don't understand, even when I'm afraid, even when I'm fighting the process, my soul always keeps me safe. I 100% believe that at this point. How much do you have to go through to get to that point where you know your soul is not against you, it's not punishing you? No one has the ability to punish you, not without at least passive permission from you. It's a very powerful space. That level of awareness is so powerful. And when you allow yourself to be aware to that degree, it supports the shift of everything into your favor. You have to dare to dream. Not just dare to dream, but take it a step further and allow that dream to come to fruition. I said you have to, but I guess you could choose not to. How's that worked out for you? Because thus far, you've chosen, for the most part, to dream the dreams, but not allow them to come to fruition. How has that worked out for you? Has that helped you better define a healthier sense of self? Right? Has that helped you to better tap into some of your gifts? Because if it hasn't done the things that you're wanting it to do, maybe time to take a chance on a different option. Because you already know where that goes, right? That goes exactly where you're at. And here's the reality. This might be offensive to some, but this is the truth. Okay. And I base this off of what I have observed from myself. So, the only time that I start watching tarot videos is when I feel very lost. I feel like there's no options. I don't understand. I feel weak in some way, like I'm not strong enough because I don't know, and I can't prepare if I don't know, right? These are old triggers of mine. And so I'll begin binge watching a whole bunch of tarot videos because that's kind of like the equivalent of my soul being given a megaphone to speak to me and say the things I don't want to hear, right? So ask me how much I watch tarot videos at this point. I don't. I don't. What I do now, there's I think only one person that I'm subscribed to. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. It's right here. No, 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 no. I didn't want to click on that. Yeah, no, I think I'm only subscribed to one tarot channel. I really like his content. And so with that, I haven't been watching his videos, but I do use the notifications that drop down on my phone as confirmation for things. Like the one I accidentally clicked on was something about, I think it was for Scorpios. And it said something along the lines of, um, like the best is yet to come or something. Hold on. Let me find this guy because now I'm like, what was it? Oh, here, let me look. Get ready, the best is yet to come, but beware. Ooh. Ooh, confirmation. 42 minutes ago, he posted Pisces, you are winning, and they all can't believe it. Right? And it's just these little snippets. Now, I'm not trying to convince you that something's wrong with watching tarot, but have you ever analyzed why you watch it? Like, what period of your life are you watching it? Right? So, there's times where I watch it and I'm very realistic about, okay, this is a challenging period that I'm in. I'm not trusting in myself. And so I need external validation of whatever messages is that's, very difficult for me to receive from soul, you know? So like my videos are structured to not guide you in a way where I'm telling you what to do. Like, no, that's not my place to tell you what to do at all. I don't like that at all. My proper place is to serve as a confirmation of the guidance that your soul is already giving you. Like, oftentimes what I'll see is people will watch and I'll say something and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking that this morning. And it's like, that's your confirmation. That's your confirmation, right? I'm saying what your soul said to you. That's confirmation. It's not this thing of you've never thought this concept, you've never considered what I'm talking about, but because I'm talking about it now, it's like you have to do it. No, that's not how it works. It's not. It's not how it works. It should be you just getting the confirmation you need, what you're seeking, and believing it when you get that, right? When you don't believe in what you deserve, when you doubt, it's basically not believing that you deserve what you're being guided to receive. You're blocking a lot. You're blocking a lot. And so things will shift into your favor, but you'll continue to shift in your perception of what you deserve. So even though it's in your favor, you will not take that opportunity. You will not allow yourself to receive. So, just be mindful of how deeply you take in other people's readings, right? You like him? I like him. He's funny. He said he was a hobbit. Like, one of the first videos that I watched of his, he said he was a hobbit. And I was like, oh my God, you're small too. And then he's like 6 foot. I'm like, you're not a hobbit. But I love the way he reads. He's very neutral. Sorry, guys, I got to get going. Let me just see what these cards are saying. Abundance. There's nothing you need to overcome. Abundance is coming. It has nothing to do with um, like the spiritual processes. It has everything to do with your internal process, right? You're heavily protected. There's nothing that needs to be changed. There's nothing you need to burn away. You just need to allow yourself to receive, but not receive the interference, the thoughts that lead to the interference that you end up running, right? You're not letting yourself shine. The best way to address that is by just moving forward. You need to allow the self and the soul to communicate. Because you haven't been walking your truth, you're becoming very atrophied. This is like, if I don't work out, my muscles will atrophy and I will not feel as strong. But I promise you, muscle memory, your body remembers. It remembers the trauma, the goodness, it remembers how to be strong. But if you don't use that strength, it'll let it go, right? But that doesn't mean your body's forgotten. So within a week, I went from hip thrusting. So I was at 60 pounds, and then I switched to the Smith machine, and I suddenly was at 180, and I was like, "Ooh, I have booty like that." And then immediately I went from 180 to, I think I'm like at 400 something pounds now. It's 4 plates and 4 plates. Hold on. Wait, wait. 385. And that was becoming easy for me, right? And that's within like a 3-week period. I only work out once a week. My body remembers because I stopped at like 475 pounds of thrusting. I can take it there again, but I'm trying to take it slow. But the fact is, my body remembers. As soon as that same movement and same load, similar comparable load was placed, my body knew exactly what to do, and I felt those muscles wake up. Allow your strength to awaken. Okay. Allow yourself to have the patience. You don't necessarily have to have gratitude right away, but you do have to have patience. And as you are patient with it and your process progresses, then what ends up happening is your gratitude will return. Okay. So guys, I got to get going. I'm so sorry. I'm in a rush. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. If you're part of the Soul Sanctuary, I'm going to make an announcement later. And it's going to tell you what time we're going to have our private chat. Just look in the announcements bar and the soulsanctuary.love. I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. Bye, everyone.